Hello my TBDs, welcome back to my channel. Today is a special Valentine's edition video featuring the Natasha Denona Love Palette. In this video, I'm gonna be testing out this guy. It just launched like a few days ago, and actually Chris is just in the spirit to buy me makeup. I don't know what's going on, but he ordered this for me for Valentine's Day, so I wanted to do a Valentine's Day centered look using this palette. So if you guys like these types of review videos, then be sure to give this one a thumbs up so I know, and don't forget to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Let's go ahead and hop into the actual palette. I'm gonna look up how much it was. So this palette is $65. Chris got mine on Sephora. Now this is the size of the palette. It's a little bit smaller. It's not like the size of the $250 palettes. It says it's a seductive palette that can be used for playfully bold creations or effortlessly wearable everyday looks. Free of parabens, cruelty-free. It says these eyeshadows in this must-have palette are made with the highest quality pure color pigments, dazzling chroma crystals, and luminous mineral pearls for maximum color payoff with minimal effort. I have only ever used a small 4 eyeshadow pack from Natasha Denona. I've never used an actual palette, so I'm eager to see if the eyeshadows are any good because I hear such good things about the quality of the eyeshadows. But unfortunately, I feel like my experience with the first 4 pack of eyeshadow, this a little small set, was not very good. Here's what the palette looks like. So there are 15 eyeshadows in this palette. It does come with a pretty good sized mirror. I mean, that is nice. It does have a magnetic closure. So when you close this, it does kind of magnetize together. So I feel like this might be good for travel. But the inside of the palette is super cute. I love the little red piece that is going around the eyeshadows. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in a little bit more to testing out the shadows, and you guys can get a better look at what the palette looks like. All right, here is an up close look at what the Natasha Denona Love Palette looks like. This is the front, and then here are the back. There's all these holes in it, and I'm unsure why. You open up the palette, and this is what the shades look like. They look so pretty. This red is totally calling my name. The purples, the pinks. I think I'm gonna do a this and this in the crease with some gold shades. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've heard really good things about her matte shades, her shimmer shades. All sound great. Natasha Denona, you hear nothing but really good things about this brand, except that it's so dang expensive. Here's what the mirror looks like. Where are you guys? Where are you? Where are you? There? Oh, look. This palette totally goes oh wow, that's as far back as the mirror goes. That's crazy. It is very sturdy packaging though. This does not move easily. It kind of is a little difficult to move. Let's start with the shade Valentine, this light pink shade in the crease. See how this goes. It's very powdery. I did just wash all of my brushes right before this video, so they should not have any other pigment on them. And as you can see, I did the rest of my makeup already. Who is texting me? This is a really pretty shade, way more intense than you think when you look at it in the palette. I thought that it was gonna be not very pigmented. This is just kind of an all over crease shade. There is not a black, there is not a neutral brown shade to throw in the crease. So I don't know, you kind of have to work with the pinks and the purples in this palette to really make your look so pigmented, way more pigmented than I thought. That is that shade right there called Valentine. Next, I'm gonna go in, same brush with a little darker shade. I'm just gonna go one down in the shade Intense right here. Put that a little bit lower than when I put the first shade, but still kind of buffing this in the crease. This is getting pink, you guys. These are way more pigmented than you think they are. I feel like I'm going to a 70s party. All right, there's that shade Intense. I'm gonna go one more down, kind of start building this shade mixed with Heartbeat and Soul in the crease, in the outer V a little bit. Take a smaller brush to do that. Whoa, these really are so pigmented. And I'm keeping that in the outer V. Kind of blend in. These blend very nicely. I'm really hoping that these shades match more with what her normal like formula is for eyeshadows, because I feel like the little 4-pack of eyeshadows that I tried in the past just did not, it was not the same formula. Like I cannot see how people would love these eyeshadows if that was the formula that they were using. I'm gonna take a dense brush. This is the MAC 217. I'm gonna start working the shade Heart very lightly, kind of in the crease a little bit. I'm not gonna bring it very high up though. I'm just taking like the smallest amount. I'm just gonna start out here. Start taking this in the crease. I want a little bit more intensity, but I don't want it to like take over the look. All right, this is definitely a palette for like color for girls out there. Like this is not a neutral palette by any means. Really want to use the shade Giving. It's like a light pink shade. Maybe use the shade Transparent on the like inner part of my eye. So the shades I'm talking about, maybe putting this all over the lid and then using Transparent up here to put in the inner corner. That has looked really nice so far. I'm gonna take my finger, dip into Giving. Wow, very soft. Just start packing this on the lid, hopefully. Oh, is it a topper? Yeah, that's definitely a topper, but I'm not mad about it. When I am dipping my finger in there, do you hear that? Like the eyeshadow is like moving around in the little pan. Yeah, it's definitely a like topper shade. So maybe I'm just going to really pack this on. So I'm just adding that all over the lid. I feel like this eye is getting it more than this eye, and I'm not sure why. Those are the eyes so far. I think I'm going to take my little itty brush, go in with the shade Transparent. It's like the only shade that I could see using as an inner corner highlight in this palette. Take that on my brush. See how it goes. Very pretty. Almost has a little bit of a pink undertone. I think I'm gonna take a little bit more of the shade Heartbeat, this dark kind of like, I don't know, maroon shade, and really build that up in the outer V because I feel like we lost a little bit of it. This is a really good palette for Valentine's Day, you guys. Any kind of like summery, flirty look you wanna go for, this is good. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Trust. It's a dark matte purple right on the edge over here. Just lightly tapping this in the outer V. Then I need to go back in, add the shade Giving. Again, it's a very unique shade. I don't think I've used a shade like this before. Now let's go to the lower lash line. Let's take this brush. This is an E15 from Sigma. I'm gonna take the shade Trust, a dark purple right here. I just used an outer V. I'm gonna put this really closely to my lower lash line, dragging it about halfway in. Like everyone has a weird face that they make when they're putting on eyeshadow. This is mine. I'm gonna go over it with a pencil brush using the shade Heartbeat. Really love this shade. Just kind of blending it out. Blending out that purple a little bit. Really, really, really love this look, how it came together. I'm gonna go ahead, add some mascara, and I'm gonna open up my eyes a little bit. So I'm gonna take the MAC NC 15 NW20 eyeliner, and I'll be right back to do some live swatches for you. Okay guys, I'm back. Here's the finished look. Love it. Want to use this palette so much. I think it's such a fun, unique palette. I love the dark purples. I love the bright pops of pinks and the silvers and the golds. I just love this peachy toned type of palette, and I think it's perfect for A, Valentine's Day, and also B, like springtime. So I really love it. The quality, I can totally see a difference from when I first used the like 4-pack of Natasha Denona eyeshadows. Those were like crap, okay? But this is really, really good. I can see why people pay so much for the big palettes because they're very impressive eyeshadows. I don't think that they are worth $200. Like no makeup in there, like no makeup product is worth $200 to me, but I can see spending like $60. I like the size of this palette. I love the range of colors that I got. I really feel like the packaging is very sturdy and very sleek and cute. And look, you can see like the little red part between when the palette is closed, but I really do love this. If you guys have not tried a Natasha Denona palette, this one might be a game changer for you because it totally was for me. This is the first, you know, again, the first palette from Natasha Denona that I've ever had, so I'm excited. Let's go ahead and do a live swatch party real fast. I'm going to put them on my arm going down this way. So the first shade in the palette is called First. Yeah, and it is a cream shade. So that's what it looks like. Good to be able to set down your eyeshadow with. Second shade is called Lifetime. This is another one I could see wearing like pretty much every single day all over the lid. That is the shade Lifetime. Need to get better at swatching this way, but third one is Heartbeat, which is one I really, really love. Okay, I'm not good. I don't have a lot of like control over this finger, so I apologize if the swatch is crappy, which it is. Let's try Heartbeat one more time using this finger. Oh yeah, way better. All right, that is the shade Heartbeat. Next one over is called Transparent. This is what I have in my inner corner. All of these are so soft. So this one's a super interesting one because it looks almost like neutral in the palette, but then when you like swatch it, definitely has pink reflex in it. The last shade in the first row is called Trust. It's what I have on my lower lash line. That one is so pigmented. So that is the first row right there. Next row down, this is the second and middle row in the palette. The first shade is called Heart. Whoa, look at that. Oh my goodness. Second row is Giving. This is the topper like lid shade that I have on right now. So yeah, it's definitely just like something to go on top and amplify an already eyeshadow, but it's so pretty. It has really like cool reflex in it. It's very pink and neon looking. Third eyeshadow over is called Pure Love. It's the metallic purple in the palette. Ooh, that's very similar to Giving. Those two shades right there. Then Commitment. It's a kind of a dark purple metallic kind of shade. This one could be really pretty as a smoky eye. Here's that shade Commitment. Then the last shade in the row is called Blind. It's the silver in the palette. Holy cow. Ooh, and this has like purple reflex in it. Wow. That is row 2, the middle row in the palette. Last row in the palette, these have some of my lots of the matte shades that I use. First shade is called Soul. Look at that. So pretty. The second shade over is Passion. Oh, I need to use that shade next. That is so pretty. I hope you guys can see the sparkles on there. Then Intense. Use this today as well. That is the shade Intense. You could do really pretty with all those shades right there. All of these mattes are so soft. I mean, every single shade in this palette is very, very soft. Then we have Valentine. This is the first shade that I went in with originally. You don't think it's gonna be that pigmented, and then it totally is. Then last shade in the row and last shade in the palette is called Dream. Ooh, this gets me excited. It's like a blue purple. That is what that looks like. So this is the last row in the palette. In my opinion, one of the prettiest rows in the palette for sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I think this is totally 100%, 1000% worth it. If you like playful, bright, flirty colors, this is going to be a palette for you. I just love how this palette is put together. I love the formula of the palette. I think that it's super sturdy. I'm not concerned about throwing this in a makeup bag and taking it traveling. It is small enough to be able to do so also. So I just have nothing but good things to say about this, and it's a relatively affordable in terms of Natasha Denona palette. Compared to her $200 palettes, oh my gosh. But I could see, this is a palette that I could see repurchasing if they came out with a, like the same size, the same price, just a different color scheme in the future. I would definitely repurchase another one. But yeah, this might have reeled me into Natasha Denona, you guys. If you haven't tried it and the price just has been a non-negotiable for you and you cannot buy the super expensive palettes, definitely give this one a try. You can always return it like if you don't like it, but I definitely love it. I think think it's so pretty, so cool, so unique, and definitely not like a palette I have in my collection. So if you guys have this palette or are interested in getting it, let me know that down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.